Alright, let's be honest with ourselves, that whole presentation was pretty cringe, with the audio not working during the beginning to the back and forth weird commentary that just did not work. Though keep in mind Techland just revealed 7 minutes of gameplay to us and even said they wouldn't be attending E3, so at least they gave us something this time around. During the PC Gaming Showcase, we got new information regarding the Dying Light 2 story that helps connect the puzzle just a little bit more, so without further ado, let's do our PC Gaming Show Roundup. The narrative director of Techland is the one speaking with us today, revealing new information about Black Monday taking place on January 6th, 2025, being the downfall of it all. For whatever reason, the military ordered chemicals, being similar maybe to the stuff in the GRE lab, and with that they ordered the chemicals to be dropped on the city, which they then mix with water, killing the soil and all the plant life around. But when mixed with humans, it creates bloodthirsty monsters. The narrative director says the look of the infected is not like zombies but shells of their true self, as they're now in uncontrollable anger, reflecting their pain and rage with a bloodthirst manner. Those who survive the chemical raid take refuge on the city rooftops, trying to repair civilization while staying as far away from the ground as they can. With Aiden being one of the few brave enough to take on the rest of the world, the reason he's brave enough could be from his childhood trauma and the situation he was in, growing him into a person who's been through quite a lot from what it seems. We then learn of the nightmares Aiden is having every night, which we see in the gameplay trailer, as during this time Aiden is being experimented on with a ton of other kids. Aiden speaks of him going through the same trauma every night, not knowing what they were looking for. Aiden refers to him as if it's just one person causing the pain every day, being probably one specific scientist we'll get to know once they meet again, if that's the route they go. Aiden was 5 when he was being experimented on, though we do know at some point Aiden has met his father, as he was told to never forget who he was and where he came from, unless that storyline was just cut. Of course, there's a reason Aiden and the kids were being experimented on Stranger Things style, which could be really anything, but I'll save that for another video. Another important story point to come out of this is that Aiden had a sister named Mia who was being experimented on too at the time, and some event leads to them being separated, I assume being Black Monday. With the situation starting with a fire leading to a forced raiding with assault rifles putting their lives at risk, being the military or GRE. Somehow Aiden gets away, leading to the soldiers to take him out of the city, but his sister ends up staying, with Aiden choosing to leave her behind. When he speaks of this, he sounds regretful and depressed, as it may have been a situation he could have prevented. And by the way, Jonas Scott is doing a fantastic job portraying the emotions. I'm excited to see what he does with the character. But anyway, somehow Aiden learns of how he can find Mia and ends up in the city of Villador. And that's all the new details we got out of the developer interview. I think they gave us exactly what they said we'd get, so I personally can't complain. We don't want them spoiling the entire game, but we do want enough to satisfy us until the launch of the game on December 7th. And while I wish we did see more, I'm okay with the details we learned, as this is a large piece of Dying Light 2's story, and now shows Aiden's main motivation being to find his sister. What did you think of the interview? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. During the future game show, we see the animation director of Techland answering some more questions outside of the PC Gaming Show that I'm going to go over real quick. It's honestly all things we already know, so I recommend going to check that out for yourself, but we do now know the main rule Techland are building the world of Dying Light 2 around, being ground is death and rooftops are life. The NPCs will act differently depending on the level you're on, which is a pretty cool feature, as probably the closer to the ground you get, the more difficult and demanding they are. And that's going to be all for today. Tomorrow's video is going to be about one of the main story missions that we have a summary of, so you won't want to miss out on that. And anyways, thanks for watching.